Geraldo Rivera is here now. It's Daily Take Time. Good to see you, my friend. Couple of stories to run through, starting with this. Yesterday, for those not with us, we were talking, there's always, State of the Union preview. And here's what you wanted to see from the president. This was Geraldo yesterday. Listen, guys.
I would hope that this speech wasn't drafted by Stephen Miller, that there's a kinder, gentler approach. It's one that when the president and I were speaking, I tried to advocate whenever I could,
right,
because he is an affable, approachable, nice guy when he chooses to be.
All right. How do you do?
He didn't show up.
That guy was a different guy.
No, he was.
Well,
the nice guy didn't show up.
For a few minutes he did, but not maybe for the full 2 hours.
Right. He was combative. He was dismissive of the Democrats. He was very confident, though, and he did tout that golden age stuff. And I believe that there's plenty of substance there. I mean, I would have preferred it delivered with a little more kindness and gentleness. It didn't happen. But you did get the rough outlines of where he's going. He's got a lot to talk about. Jobs, great. Inflation heading to great. Immigration, or at least border enforcement, great. Crime, historic lows. So there's a lot to talk about, a lot to support the contention, Connell, that this is indeed a golden age.
He we were talking would he make the case for war if that's what he thinks is necessary in Iran, or at least a heavy-duty military strike? He waited 90 minutes to talk about it, then spent 3 minutes on it. And, I saw someone say that he started to make the case. I don't know if he finished that job or if it's convincing or if people will be on board if he now strikes Iran. What do you think?
Well, I think it is a very profoundly convincing argument to suggest that Iran may never, is not allowed to ever have a nuclear weapon, right, and unless they surrendered the ability to build their own, construct their own, then they would feel the full wrath of the United States. And to back it up, he's put together the largest armada since 2003, and my experience as a war correspondent, it would indicate that they usually get a new weapon like an armada. They use it. They don't just threaten. They actually use it. So I would not be at all surprised. I would actually be surprised if they did not use it at this.
Right. So you think the point
juncture
would be just exactly what he said, like, we don't want them to have nuclear weapons, so we're going to strike to make sure that we can't, rather than we're going to try to change the regime in Iran and force the Ayatollah out and that kind of thing? Because that's what I didn't know if that was clear.
If I was it was not clear. If I was the Ayatollah, I would roll over and say,
That's
no
quite a
nukes
statement, by the way, to start a sentence, if I was the Ayatollah. But carry on, Geraldo. I don't know why.
And then I would roll over. Yeah. What a visual. But I really do believe, as I suggest, when you put together aircraft carrier groups and then put land-based aircraft in the region, right, and get the Marines on board and so forth, my experience is when you pull that bow back, you're going to let it go, and beware on the other end. I think that Iran was indeed understated, undersold, but very menacing if you listen carefully and you're from Iran.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.